Hey guys, and welcome back to the next video, and once again it's builder battles. This means we will have a showdown of two top players, and this one, even though I'm in it, it's one of the best two players. So let's take a look at the battle, at the bracket, and we have to switch something around. Since Rex is gone out of the tournament, he will be replaced by someone who everyone knows, especially when you play Builder Horse 6. It's Cody Couch. Cody Couch is most likely one of the best barbs and archers attacker like in the freaking world, and that's why he was like all the time #1 in Builder Horse 6. And right now, Barge, or Bomb Barge it's called, so Barbarians and Archers, is one of the strongest attacks right now. So this was kind of surprising to me, since it was like I had to face Rex, and few minutes before the actual fight would go, someone said, oh yeah, you have to face Cody Couch. So it was a little bit like a shock for me, since like I said, I respect Cody Couch a lot, and especially as an attacker, he's an amazing skilled attacker. And yeah, looking forward to this duel. We will right jump into the first attack, and let's hope it will be at least a close one. Okay, here we go with the first battle. I'm attacking, Cody Couch is defending, and I have to say first that we both did not knew that we would face each other, which means we had both like our pushing bases, I would say, which means they are not our best bases, they're just bases that we are testing right now or anything. So this is one of the excuses I and he actually have. So let's see whether the bases can hold strong. On this attack, I was choosing to go with the the cards, the bombers and the barbarians. I tried to, at the beginning, trigger any traps, whether it's placed for the bombers or placed for any other troops. In the end, I triggered one spring trap, which is always nice to exchange like one barbarian with one spring trap. And then I tried to get rid of this wall, which means I could target this wall just with one bomber, which means I would have another entry into the base. The next bomber I would try to set on like on this wall section to get another wall open, so I can have even more entries. And now I tried to trigger like all of the traps. I know there were way too many barbarians over here, but in the end I tried to trigger all of the traps, which actually did not work. And luckily the cannon card did not went into the crusher range or anything, so that was lucky. And now I just came in with some more barbarians, tried to sprinkle them in, and in the end just grabbed the town hall, few barbarians for protecting the last cannon card a little bit more, few backside barbarians for even more percentage, and then the last mighty cannon card did not retarget and grabbed the last cracker, which means 69%, the magic number. And we will take a look whether Cody Couch can beat that number, or this may be the first win for me in a best of 3 against Cody Couch. Let's see. And here we are in the response attack, which means Cody Couch has to beat the magic number 69% 2-star to get the win, or at least tie, so we have a rematch. And this is one of the bases I used to use a lot in the higher ranks, but right now it's getting kind of wrecked against witches, for example. Night witches, 1 camp of loons and 2 camps of minions. But I know that Cody Couch is a ground attacker, which means he's like one of the best, if not the best, attacker with barbarians and archers, which means I set like all of the traps to ground and place them on the outside, so I can kill as many archers as possible, which always just screws up the attack. But you cannot do that in the normal matchmaking, since if you have that in the normal matchmaking and you run into someone who's not using that strategy, you're completely screwed, and most of the time even getting 3-starred, which is not that nice to have. So I knew he would most likely not run or go with air, so I changed all of the traps to ground and prayed that he wouldn't like beat the magic number. And let's see what he is doing. I actually did not see the attack on my own, I just heard him talking about the traps and that he did not like it. But let's see whether the traps are really that effective. Over here, the first the first bomber is getting taken out, which is already really nice since you have not that many of them. The next few bombers are getting placed. He's trying to get in over here. The giant cannon is doing work. Over here was a giant bomb on the outside just to get rid of one archer. Oh no, he used another barbarian. No. What did he use? I think he used a barbarian, I guess. So, no barbarians, only archers and bombers are left. Trying to circle the base with even more archers, and I will speed that up a little bit. So, let's see whether he will catch some more bombs or outside traps. He's trying to get into the mortar so he can use his last wall breaker to get into the compartment of the town hall. Here we go with the last bomber. Even more archers are coming in, trying to pick like weird angles so my traps, or if I had to place some traps on the outside like over there, that the traps wouldn't actually hit his troops. So that's always a really nice choice if you're going with the archer combination. Always try to choose really weird angles, so like spring traps or push traps won't work on your archers. And yeah, the giant cannon is doing work against all of the archers. 50%, 3 archers are left, and this will be 58 maybe? Yeah, 58% 2-star. This means the first duel is going to me. iTzu 1, Cody Couch 0, and we will just jump into the next attack, and let's see whether any of us will change the base or any of us will change the attack strategy. So the next battle begins, and like you guys can see, I did not change the base. I will tell you guys why. The first thing is that, as most of you guys know, I always have one of my 3 base slots filled with the iTzu base, which means I only can have like 2 serious bases. And right now I'm having like this base, which I used a little bit for pushing and just tested it since a lot of other guys used it, and I wanted to try to find a counter. So I just run it on my own and just take a look what other players try to attempt on it. And so this is maybe my only useful good base right now, which was in the base pool I had. The other base was a base I copied from one of the other guys who told me I should copy it so I can test it with maxed defenses, since few of the guys in the clan, clan where I'm right now, are not max build hall 7s, and they are building bases, and they want to have like test results from max players. So I just helped them and tried to test their bases in the matchmaking and stuff with max defense. And that's why I had only this kind of good base. So I had to run it again, and otherwise if I lose this one, I had to run like the test base more or less. So let's see whether he can do once again as good as he did earlier or improve. And let's see what he's doing different than the last one. I think at first he would trigger all of the outside bombs with 1 barbarian. Since he's already knowing the trap location, that's always, yeah, a bad part, like you guys can see. First barbarian is triggering some bombs. Next barbarian is triggering some bombs. Coming in with the battle machine, this time from the other side, since he's knowing that the giant cannon won't reach him this time, and the guard post troops as well won't be at his battle machine that fast. Triggering all of the outside traps like he is supposed to do, and yeah, now he just has to work even more into the base, try to clear all the defenses. And once again, I will run this in double speed since, well, it's archers. And yeah, he triggered all of the outside traps, which means you don't have to waste any more archers. And since you have the double amount of barbarians in one camp than archers, it's always the better way to go. And yeah, taking out the mortar, 50% already, and still having 15 archers left. Going for next few archers, taking out the cracker, 56%, taking out the town hall. Even more archers coming in over here. Town hall is gone. 58%, 61%, and 64. Still 3 archers left, which means 66. And with the last 3 archers, it will be 69%. So this means if he's putting up once again the same base, I have to improve my attack, or it will be a tie, or maybe even a loss if I don't improve the attack. So let's see what I will have to do to get the victory, hopefully. So we're in the next attack. Like I said, I have to attack this time. I have to beat the 69% 2-star from Cody Couch to avoid the last battle, to win this best of 3 like 2-0. And yeah, this is a kind of weird looking base, and I took like the full minute to try to get to a point where I know what to do. In the end, I came up with the Night Witches, since the air bombers and the roaster is kind of far on one of the sides. So I just thought maybe this could be like a high percentage, maybe 70%, 60 to 70% maybe. And I just hope to not run into any bombs. This is like the biggest difficulty if you have to take with Night Witches, since we have no troops to trigger actually bombs. Which means, yes, you have the battle machine to trigger some of the bombs, but most of the time you don't have enough like locations you can trigger, and that's why I always try to spread my Night Witches a little bit. In the end, I didn't even run into like one bomb set to air, so I was kind of lucky. This was like the first one, and all of the bombs are getting triggered by my bats. Trying to just support the troops from the outside with some more minions, just to try to keep them in the base. Still, all of the Night Witches are alive, spawning bats all the time. 50% now, 1-star, and the town hall is under attack. 58%, and now I'm trying to snipe like some percentage on the backside. 66%, 72%, and this already means I got the victory. And yeah, in the end it's a little bit more percent, just a few more minions are grabbing this gold storage over here outside of the range or of anything, so that's really nice. And yeah, this was the best of 3 between Cody Couch and me. Like I already said, we both had not the best bases. I think I was lucky that he did not have the best bases, otherwise it could be, or it would be way more closer. So I'm lucky improving to the next round. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you guys in the next video when it's once again Builder Battles. Have fun, take care, until the next video. Bye bye.